Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I got this soft glam, kind of smoky first date or date night makeup look. I posted this same look on Instagram and a lot of you guys were DMing me asking me what products I was using and, asking for a tutorial on this look. So I decided to just do a YouTube video on it. I did do a podcast and talked about pretty much this exact process and the products that I use and even the outfits and whatever that I've been turning to for first dates, and I even talked about some of my first dates on that podcast episode. But I have a date tonight, so I thought this was a perfect time to film this look and show you guys kind of the go-to soft glam that I've been going to lately, specifically on first dates, but this works for date night, period. A neutral, soft glam. So yeah, if you guys want to see how I got this look, see the products that I used, and all that good stuff, then keep on watching. Alright, so I started recording and I had no sound, but I did prime my face. I went in with the Becca First Light Primer first. And what I was starting to say is that on a date night of any sort, I tend to go for a long wear foundation, and long wear foundations tend to lean matte. Not all of them, but a lot of them, and the ones that I really like. So I definitely like to really thoroughly hydrate my skin. Right now I'm just going in with this e.l.f. Poreless Putty just to the center of my face. If you guys want to see the skincare routine that I did, I did record it for the Grwm. I don't know if it'll be up by the time this video goes live, but it will be up soon. So if you're interested in my super crazy amped up hydrating skincare routine, look out for that video. But anyway, I am going on a date tonight, and this makeup look that we're going to do is my go-to, especially for first dates. Just because it's a very easy glam to do and it's neutral. I always choose neutral glam first on a first date, and then I'll play later, but I don't really want whoever I'm going out with to be paying more attention to my makeup than to me, you know what I mean? So anyway, that's why I do what I do. So my dream team combination of foundations for several years have been L'Oreal Pro Glow and Urban Decay All Nighter. I love these two because this one is long wear AF and this one is glowy. Because this one is super matte and I don't want to be super matte, I tend to add this one. Why do I have this shade? Because this is much too light for me. And this, just adding 1 or 2 drops, gives me the glowiness, and it shade matches me. And I can kind of control, the shade. I have shown this combination in the past. I just like this combo. For any glam occasion when I want my makeup to last literally all night long. So I just take a, that pump was stuck. Basically the equivalent of a pump and a half. And then I'm going to take a couple drops of, see how much lighter that is? So I'll take 3 drops of this. I will mix it all together. And what it does is it gives me a perfect shade. And I don't know if you can see my body because my face is a little bit lighter, but this shade will match me good. And then I can adjust it. If I'm a little more tan, if I do self-tanner, I can add more drops. If I'm fading, less drops. So that is why I like that. Basically, I'm just going to apply my foundation how I always do. There's nothing crazy profound about what I'm doing right now. What I'm gonna do, this is just the combo that I like to use, so I just figured I would film it and show you guys. Dating Oh gosh, dating. Let's talk about dating real quick. I hate it. I really do. I did an entire episode about my first date makeup, what I'm doing right now, and also some dating stories on my podcast. I'm doing a series. I'm calling it Dating Diaries. I just got that all up in my brows. Look at that mess. Nah. So I'm doing a series. I'm calling it Dating Diaries, where I'm just like sharing my dating stories. And the first one I did, I talked mostly about like my first date makeup and outfit and like what I usually go for and why. The products that I like, you know, things like that. But honestly, like, dude, dating is just so rough. Like, the dating apps are treachery. I just feel like the landscape of dating has changed so much because of the dating apps. And I gotta be honest, I'm like not feeling it. I just feel like men have way too many options now where like they don't need to come correct because there's so many other fish in the sea, you know what I mean? So they don't have to try too hard. And it's really discouraging for somebody like me. Like, I want a relationship. Like, I'm not trying to date a bunch of guys, but like a lot of guys don't really want the relationship, you know what I mean? They want to date a bunch of different girls. And so it makes the apps great for them, bad for me. Because it's tough to find a guy on there that isn't talking to like a bunch of other girls. So even when you have chemistry with somebody, it's hard because they're, you know, they're talking to so many other girls. I'm going to go in with the Dose of Colors Meet Your Hue Concealer. This is in the shade 14. I don't get crazy with my concealer on a date. Like, I don't want my under eyes to be too bright. So I have this like in kind of a darker shade than maybe I would normally use. I actually like 14. I like this shade and I love this concealer. So anyway, so yeah, I've been out with a couple people and it sucks because it's either like I have a ton of chemistry with somebody and like because I'm super into them, of course other people are too, and then they, you know, they're just juggling and they're not looking to be super serious. Like I'm just like, my attitude is like, we're all on these apps to find somebody, so like let's get down to business here. You know, like, are we compatible? Do we like each other? Do we want to date? Yes, okay, let's do that. But no, they're like, well, I don't know because I have like 15 other girls I'm dating and I kind of like them all, and like I don't know if you're the one because I gotta see because there could be somebody better. It's this whole thing. So it's either that or it's like somebody super nice that I get along with, that I have a great time with, but I just don't have that physical connection. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just not there in that way. And that's super unfortunate too, because it's like sometimes you meet somebody and you just wish you had the physical chemistry part of it, because in every other way they're great, you know? So I'm going to go in with my Hourglass powder because I definitely don't want to look too powdery, and this powder is great for setting without looking too powdery. So I'm just going to set the center of my face where my pores are to minimize them. I'm going to set around my nose, and then I'll lightly drag it up into my under eye, but I don't want too much powder there because your girl needs Botox, and when my Botox wears off, I tend to have a little bit more crinkly right here, like just a little bit more fine lines where like when I have Botox it's kind of tightened up, you know? So I just don't want my concealer to get into any lines. And I'm just going to like lightly dust a little bit of powder everywhere just so that when I put on my bronzer it's like not skipping, you know? So anyway, so I'm just going in with some Fenty Sunstalker bronzer. I'm using my little mini in Caramel Cutie. And I'm just going to bronze up my face. So anyway, yeah, I'm just like, you know, I'm trying to go out with different people and just try to keep my expectations low and my attitude positive, you know? And then we'll see, I guess, what happens from there. But it's just, it's not even that like I'm in a rush per se, but I don't like to go out with a bunch of people. I'm just not that person. Like, I just am happier when I'm in a relationship, you know? When I'm in one that isn't toxic. But then the other part of dating is like, it's kind of exhausting. Like, it's Sunday and I don't really want to go out. Like, today's a day where I film and I've got work to do and I've got editing to do and I have a lot of shit to do. And, you know, guys don't care. And they don't, if they want to meet you, they want to meet you. And, you know, if you're going to go on a date, it's work. So it just takes up a lot of time. So there's that. It's like, I'm not happy if I'm not dating, and I'm not happy if I am. All right, so for blush, I'm going to go in with this blush from Borghese. It is one of my favorite blushes. It's called Stunner. I've had it for a long time. It's the perfect blush color in the whole world. It's like a bronzy peach. Bronzy coral. I don't know, it's so good. It's just, this is like my dream color blush. Like, every time I put it on, I'm like, damn, that's so good. It's so good. It's so good. I'm going to, am I going to put on highlight? Yeah, I'll put on highlight. Why not? I'm going to be using the Pixie Rach Loves collaboration. I've been using this palette a lot lately. I love it so much. These came broken. I fixed them. And I'm glad I did fix them because they have become like my favorites. I just like to mix these two shades. And I just pop it on. And it's glowy, but it's like got a sheen. It's not super metallic in texture. It's so glowy and pretty, and it's very finely milled. So it doesn't, it's not drawing a lot of texture out of my skin. Because like right up here, if I put too much highlight and it's like a metallic highlight, this can look very textured here. And I'm not about that life, you know? But I definitely like this one because it does not do that. And then I like to take a little tiny brush, and I'm going to go in with this light one here. And I'm just going to pop a little bit of that right here on the side of my nose. So we can brighten that up a little bit. All right, and then I'm going to do my brows real quick. Nothing new here. I'm going in with the Benefit Precisely My Brow, which I got my last click, which is really sad. All right, I'm just going to set my brows with a little ABH Clear Brow Gel, which I think this one is pretty much kicked. Okay, so I said this on my podcast episode that I did about this makeup look, but my go-to palette for any date night look is the Naked Reloaded from Urban Decay. I am obsessed with this as my go-to neutral palette. I tend to lean towards the same look. I do the same exact look every single time because it's fail-proof. It always looks good. I'm just wiping the palette down with the makeup wipe so it looks prettier for you. Anyway, this palette is foolproof. Like, I use the same shades. I go in with the dark shade. I go in with this transition color here. And then I use this color as well as this color. And that's it. 4 colors, 4 shades. And it always gives me the best soft glam eye. So I'm gonna show you how I get it. All right, before I get into the eye look, I'm just gonna go in with some Urban Decay All Nighter in, this is the Summer Solstice, so that all my face makeup can be melting together while I do the eyes. All right, so I only use, or I pretty much only use 3 brushes for this look. So I've got my crease brush. This is a Morphe brush. I talk about it all the time. It was from their holiday kit last year. I can't find it. Maybe they come out with this kit again this year. I don't know, for holiday. And then I've got a blending brush and a flat. This is like a, it's a concealer brush, but it's the Luxie 211 brush, and I love it for my lid because it really grabs on to the shimmer. All right, so I first like to take the deepest shade in the palette, which is this deep dark brown right here. It's called Endgame. And I just like to take that with my little crease brush, and I just go into the outer edge or the outer corner up into the crease. And I focus this color on the outer part of my eye because what I like is for my eyes to look kind of cat-eyed, you know, just that flirty, winged out kind of shape, you know? And so I keep all of the darkness of this look right here. So that's really going to give the illusion of, you know, snatched looking, upturned kind of eyes. And then I take a little bit underneath right here so it's all connected and cohesive. And I'll just kind of fade it on the end here, like so. And then we're going to do the same exact thing, obviously, over here. So sometimes, most times, I do not wear a lash on a first date. So I like to keep as much smoky drama going on the outer part of my eye so that it can give me that wispy look without like a super dramatic lash. But I might do a lash tonight. I don't know, I'm just kind of feeling in the mood. But a very subtle lash, and I'll show you. So I will then go in with my color switch, and I really try to get as much of that dark brown off this brush as possible. And sometimes I'll even take a makeup brush cleaner and I'll spray the sponge and I'll swirl it, and then it will just get even more of the product off. And then I just dry it on my hand like so. So next I like to take this shade here called Bucked, and it's a nice neutral, I mean it's a little warm, but, and then I'll just stamp that on the edge here. Like that. And then I will take it right in from where we left off. And then I'll just take some of that Bucked color and I'll just run it under the lower lash line and kind of tie it into the dark, or like pull it into the dark color. So now I'm going to take my blending brush and I'm just going to buff those two shades together, and then all the way into the crease. I'm just buffing. And then if I lose any color or anything looks patchy, I'll just go in, deepen it up a little, and then blend it a little more. So it's a little smoky. Maybe this is too much for a first date for most people. I don't know. I like to play with my makeup, obviously. So I'm going to just take, I said that there was only 3 brushes, but now I'm lying, and I'm going to go in with just like a regular shader brush and this color here, which is Bribe. And I'm just going to hit the brow bone just to clean up my blend, just to make sure everything's kind of blended together nicely. It's such an easy trick to get like a good crease blend. All right, so now with my little Luxie brush, I'm going to take the shade Angel Fire, and this is one of my favorite eyeshadow shades of all time. It's a gold with pink, with like a pink shift to it, like a hint of pink. And I'm going to wet this with my all-nighter. And I'm just going to go ahead and apply it to my lid. It's so pretty. I like to keep a nice bright shimmery color on the inside of my lid because this is going to keep my eye nice and open, and it's going to allow this outer darkness to really give me that cat eye effect. All right, and the last step besides the inner corner, which we'll get to, is I'm going to take this shade here called Burn. This guy. Ooh, I love this shade so much. It's like a burnt, rusty bronze. And I'm taking it on that same brush, and I'm just going to pop it right in the center to marry the lid shade to the outer brown, the outer dark shade. And then I'm just going to like lightly feather. So good. This is such a pretty shade. And then I'll go in, like I'll just take my brush and my color switch, and I go in with that lid shade, and I'm just gonna further blend out. Blend those two together here. So it's all just like one fade. Yes, bitch. I love it. Okay. So now we're going to go into the inner corner, and I'm just going to do the highlight, the lightest, this one. It's called Clutch. Taking a little tiny brush and popping that in. I love these freaking highlighters. They pack such a punch. And then this eyeliner, which is the 24/7 Glide On pencil in Double Life, is basically the eyeliner equivalent of this burn shade that I used in the center of my lid. It's the same color. So I like to use that in my waterline about halfway. I don't like too much eyeliner in my waterline because I just find that it like will close my eyes up, and I want my eyes to be open. So I'll just put a little bit. But yeah, I'm really liking what's happening here. I like it. It's all good. I'm just trying to decide whether or not I want to do a winged liner. Sometimes I do a wing, sometimes I don't do a wing. But I'm going to do a lash, so I think I'm going to do a little bit of liner because it'll make it easier to hide the lash. And we're going to do a subtle lash, so I'm going to do a subtle wing. So I'm just going to go in with the Urban Decay Perversion Waterproof Fine Point Eye Pen. And I'm just going to do a wing. You guys have seen wings. And I'm just going to keep most of the focus of the wing on the outside of my eye as well. Okay, so for lashes, I'm going in with these, and I've already used them before, so they're not like in the package. But this is the Kiss Lash. This is what it looks like. It's in the style Updo. Can you guys see this? It's very subtle. This is the blowout lash in Updo. All it does really is just give me a little bit of an outside lift just to further add flirtiness to the look. Okay, so I'm gonna just, while the lash glue dries, I'm just throwing on a coat of mascara. I'm using the CoverGirl Exhibitionist Mascara. There are certain things that are like such a pet peeve of mine. One of them is when people call me, or when guys call me hun. It's like, I don't know, it's just one of those things like, hun is not sexy. Don't call me hun. I don't know, I just don't like it. I think it's just terrible. Weird, I know. We all have our little weird things, you know? So, I just wanted to show you the difference between the lashed eye and the not lashed eye. It's very, very subtle, but it just gives me a little bit extra lift on the outside. These lashes are not like very much longer than my actual natural lash, except on the outer part. So that's why I like to use them once in a blue moon. But, like, this is why this is the style of lash that I would wear, if anything, on a first date. Because I don't want to promote false advertisement. You know what I mean? Alright, so once that dries, I'm going to go in and go over the lash band with some liner. But first, I'm going to add a lip. So my lip liner is the L'Oreal Color Riche matte lip liner in Mastermind. And I like this one because it's a little bit pinky. It's almost like Your Lips But Better type of a color. Alright. So that's the lip liner, which, oh, it's such a good lip liner. So good. Alright, for lipstick, I'm going in with the Urban Decay Vice Lipstick in Safe Word. It's my favorite lipstick. Still is. It has been for years. I will say it looks a little bit pinky with this lip liner, whereas with the Matte It lip liner that I usually pair it with, it makes it look a little bit more nude, because that lip liner is a deeper, it's like almost like a deeper purple. So, if I want to tone it down a little bit, I'll go in with the MAC lipstick in Half and Half, which is a little more brown. It gets a little more of a brownie nude, so it kind of tones down that like crazy pink look. Alright, you guys, so this is the final look. I feel like I went a little overboard with the liner, because once the lashes were on and I went on over the lash band, I started adding more eyeliner, and it got a little bit bigger of a wing than I intended. Normally I won't do a wing at all, but it's fine. I think it looks fine. I'm fine with it. It's a soft glam look, and this is the type of vibe I really like for first date, where I want to look pretty, flirty, a little hint of sexiness, but like not too much. You know what I mean? So this is my go-to for first date makeup. I did a video a long time ago on first date makeup, and it was a lot more low-key than this, I think, because I didn't do, I don't think definitely didn't do a lash. And I didn't do such a smoky eye. But this is just another, you know, take on the first date makeup. It's what I'm doing right now. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit the bell so you never miss when I upload a video. You can follow me on social. My handle's @GlamLatte. And don't forget the Glam Latte Beauty Podcast is on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, CastBox, and iHeartRadio. All those details are in the description box down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.
I just wanna hold you. I just wanna look into your eyes and tell you that I want you.